Hello and welcome to the channel of Absolute Quality, and welcome to the first retrial, the first trial of a weapon that I've done already to see if it has changed, to see if it's become better or worse or stayed the same. Today, we're testing minimum distance. Here's what I had to say about it the first time.
And most certainly, never even pull it out in the Crucible. First of all, I had a hard time getting a 1 KD. I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with this thing. This gun might be useful, just might be useful for a quick swap to shoot 2 bullets off, not a main.
Okay, so as you can see, I was a little bit roasty. I was not enjoying the weapon whatsoever. So let's go ahead and talk about my initial issues with the weapon during that video. I did do that video. That was one of the first videos I've ever done for the channel, for the weapon reviews and stuff, so I really kind of want to go through a little bit of it because maybe some of that was a little bit dragged out and not quite the clearest. My first issue with minimum distance was its target acquisition. Its target acquisition is actually the worst thing I've ever seen. It's that bad. It's the worst weapon I've ever had to try and aim with. Like, it just doesn't aim the way any other weapon should. It doesn't hit its shots at all, and it's absolutely infuriating when you're trying to play with it. And if you have played with this weapon, you know that it's not great, but it can do some good things with the weapon. It's just the aim is just so bad. The acquisition is so bad. It just barely hits its targets, and it's just so frustrating to use. Also, long range was not an option at all. It could not hit anything past 10 meters, and it was just absolutely trash. Like, even if it hit it, it was for like 8 damage, and it's just poop. So that was also a problem. It's also kind of slow up close. It's not really fast shooting. I mean, you can pull the trigger kind of fast. It's not really great. Retrying it, it's also still not really great trying to pull it really fast. A lot of other hand cannons, not hand cannons, sidearms and submachine guns can shoot a lot faster than that, and it's just a little frustrating trying to shoot it that fast to try and keep up with other people's weapons. And also, it just didn't have a lot of ammo. 11 bullets is not a lot of ammo to fight out a fight, especially when the weapon's target acquisition is not great and it just can't hit shots. So if you're missing shots, you probably have a 75% chance of actually dying if you're missing your shots. Like, it's just not a viable option. It was not a viable option. Fast forward today. I've used the weapon today, and I want to say it seems better. I'm not really quite sure what changed. I think there was a buff. I'm not sure. Comments? Can you slap me in the comments, say if there was a sidearm buff? I'm not sure. I don't really keep up on the buffs and stuff. I'm not really kind of that guy to look at all the patch notes and all that stuff. I just kind of keep playing the game, and so if something changes, I guess I'll hear about it or I'll get killed by it. That's kind of the thing. So I don't know if there was a sidearm buff at all. I think I've been trying to keep up with it, but I don't know if there was. So if you can hit me in the comments, maybe see if there was a buff. I'm not sure, but it does seem better. Target acquisition is still really bad. It's 100% the same. It's really not great. You really have to focus your thumbs or your mouse. I mean, obviously it's probably a little bit easier on the computer, I would say, but with a controller, it's a little rough. It's a little rough, not gonna lie. Just tad rough. I want to point out that I might be a better player now, because I have played through, this is 50 weapons. I've played through a lot, so I feel like I am a little bit of a better player now, and I was able to get a little bit more kills that way because of just, maybe my gameplay was a little bit different, and I'm a little bit better, and I know how to flank people with sidearms now, and I'm not, going at it blind with sidearms, because I think that was the first sidearm I've ever done, so I think maybe I have become a little bit better, so it was a little bit easier to continue with the weapon. And then the gun still does feel underpowered. It's not really great. I still don't like the weapon. I still don't want to use it, but it's changed. It's changed. Trust me, it's changed. Ammo is also still a problem. 11 rounds, still, it's not enough. I lost a few gunfights playing with it, like the redo. I lost a few gunfights where I just ran out of 1 bullet. All I needed was 1. And I missed the shots early in the clip, and it just did not work out for me in the end, So, I mean, I would get a knife, and then the reload's not fast enough, and it's just not good, The first thing, obviously, is going through, the stats, right? So the first time through, I had a 1.03 KD, and that's actually trash. Like, that is the worst KD I've ever had, I think. That's bad. I remember back then I was playing 20 matches, and I only played half of them. I played 10. I could not play anymore. I did not want to play anymore. I was actually getting really mad with this weapon, and it was actually making my, I wasn't having fun anymore at that point. It was just torture. It was pure torture. So the previous KD was a 1.03. The new KD is a 1.67. The new KD is a 1.67. So I had a lot of good matches with this. I had at least 3 or 4 matches with above a 2 KD, even one I had a 3 KD. I think the gun is better. I did enjoy it. So with kills and deaths, I had like 307 or something, and that is a lot more than the amount of I had in the 10 matches before. I only had like 200, I think. It was around 200 engagements. I had 307. I almost had 200 kills. I had 192 kills this time. And I think the weapon definitely has become a lot better. So with effectiveness, we had 6.3 for the new. It was a 5. So we moved up a whole 1.3 points. So I think I do need to reevaluate just a tad. So let's go ahead and look at perks. For perks, I do want to keep it the same at 4. The perks are actually just, they don't help the weapon at all. It's just, they're normal. They're normie perks. They'll work. Long range, I still want to keep it at 1. It's still bad. There's no help for this weapon at all at long range. Short range, I do want to increase short range to 5.5. I do want to increase short range to a 5.5 from the initial 4, just because I did do a lot better. Still, I recommend not using this weapon. I recommend using something that is actually proven to work at short range. Even though you may use this weapon, and even though you're probably like, you can't even aim, you suck, that's why, you suck, you can't even aim. Okay, listen to me. For the benefit of yourself, please use something else. That's just for your benefit, okay? Something else will do more damage than this thing. It's just not viable. It's just not a viable weapon still. And doing the retrial and doing all this stuff, I realized that it still just is not that great. So the new score, obviously, is what you're asking. The new score is a 21. So it did move up from the previous score, obviously. Seeing as the previous score was a 17.5, it was able to increase its points by 3, maybe 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 points. So it was able to actually increase by 3.5 points. I do think that this weapon is okay. I don't hate it. I hate it, actually. LOL. I don't like the weapon. I think, honestly, something else is better out there. I just want to point that out, that something else out there is better, and you're going to do a lot better in the Crucible with something completely different. So minimum distance as a whole, yes, the retrial was good. It did succeed. It did get better with maybe a buff or 2. I'm not sure, but the minimum distance was able to increase its score. So guess what? Since it increased its score, and since it was a 17.5, since it was in the range of the 10 to 20s, and it was able to bring itself into the 20 to 25s, I have decided to not delete the weapon, although I want to. I'm not going to delete the weapon. So as tradition, or not as tradition, but as the starting tradition is going to be, if the weapon cannot, if I'm just not feeling it, if it's not improving like drastically like minimum distance did, I would say 3.5 points is honestly a very large drastic change, mainly because previously I hated it. So getting that much over, and then also getting into the 20s. So had it not gotten into the 20s, I was going to delete it on the screen, and you were going to see me get rid of this piece of junk. But since it got into the 20s, man, I don't think I'm going to delete the weapon. But that is going to be the tradition. If it's not working, if it only increases by like 1 or 2 points, and it's not doing anything, it didn't get into a new category or anything, it's a goodbye. That's what it is. So not deleting the weapon, it's saved. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys enjoy the retrials. Hope you guys don't actually, you know, hate me because you like this weapon and you just want to write hate comments in the bottom. Don't do that. Don't murder me, okay? I don't like the weapon. I did well with the weapon, okay? I had 2.0 KDs and a 3.2, so don't smash me, okay? I did well with the weapon. I still don't like it, okay? So thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you later.